I believe after you watch this video, you will understand why I think Eliud Kipchoge is possibly the greatest distance runner of all time. We go back to the start of Kipchoge's professional career almost 20 years ago. At the 2003 World Championships, the men's 5,000 meter final would witness one of the best battles to take place amongst three legends. From Morocco, Hicham Guerrouj, the world record holder in the 1500, 1 mile, and 2,000 meter events, lined up for this final. From Ethiopia, Kenenisa Bekele, the 3-time Olympic champion and 5-time world champion, lined up next to the Moroccan. At the age of 18, and from Kenya, the world junior record holder at the time, Eliud Kipchoge, would do something that no one would expect in this 5,000 meter final. When you think of some of the greatest distance runners to ever take the track, these three men are up there, and they would all compete in this final for the world title. From the start, Kenenisa Bekele took out the pace quickly to try and take out some of the endurance from Guerrouj, as he was much quicker in the shorter races. Bekele knew that if it came down to a kick, Guerrouj could compete with him. We know Kenenisa Bekele has one of the best kicks of all time, as he won many important races with his speed. However, if you are a fan of the sport, you also know that Guerrouj is the fastest ever in the distances from 1500 meters to 2000 meters. That kind of speed at the end of a 5,000 meter race could not be matched even by one of the greatest 5,000 meter runners of all time. These two guys were without a doubt the two guys to pay attention to in this 2003 final. A young star from Kenya had other plans though. Bekele was leading the race through the first 3,000 meters with the 18-year-old Kipchoge on his tail and Guerrouj behind the young Kenyan. The race would see Eliud Kipchoge make a decision to take over the lead after 3,000 meters and control the pace from the front. Bekele would move into second place, letting the young Kipchoge do some of the work, but that changed quickly. 600 meters after Kipchoge decided to take over the lead, Bekele would decide that it was enough time for the youngster and go back into the lead himself. Guerrouj decided to tuck in behind Bekele, and it would get interesting from this point on because Bekele would look to see if Guerrouj wanted to do some of the work. While this was happening, Kipchoge decided he would just go back into the lead and see what happens. Going into the final 2 laps of the race, Hicham Guerrouj turned up the heat. Bekele remained in second place throughout the rest of the lap, while multiple Kenyan athletes followed behind the two track legends. Clearly the battle between Bekele and Guerrouj was taking place in the final minutes. Of this 5,000 meter final, but would anyone else step up and challenge them for the gold? As the bell rang going into the final lap, Kipchoge made a move to get tucked in right behind the middle distance legend. As they sped up through the backstretch, Guerrouj started to gap the field, and it started to look like he was running away with this one. However, the race was on as both Kipchoge and Bekele made one final kick to try and steal this one. Bekele goes out to lane 3 and cannot reduce the gap, but Kipchoge is on the shoulder of Guerrouj, and they go step by step to the line. Hicham Guerrouj tries to lean into the finish a little early, while Eliud Kipchoge leans right at the finish, allowing him to get the win. At just 18 years young, Eliud Kipchoge became the 5,000 meter world champion, running a championship record over 2 legends in the sport. The difference in time between first and third was only a separation of less than half a second, with the final lap covered in 53 seconds. As a fan of this sport, you cannot love a better finish than this one. Each man ran the absolute hardest in the final lap, and it all came to whoever could get to the line first. Eliud Kipchoge was that man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.